Laura Thompson, welcome to Torquay and to our festival here. Tell us a little bit about your relationship with Agatha Christie and why you were drawn to write her autobiography.
Well, like so many people here, I read her as a child, I adored her as a child. My mother had her books, and I seized upon a copy of Murder on the Links when I was about 10 and was transported. You could call it a love affair, I think. They seemed like fairy tales, but fairy tales for grown-ups. So that was everything I wanted. And as time went on, and through the late 20th century, I sort of was reading her passionately, but not openly, because she was regarded as a creator of puzzles, and you read them once and then that was it, and people didn't sort of think of her as a writer in the way that I did. I wanted to think about why she has lasted in the way that even really popular golden ages like Dorothy Sayers have not quite lasted in the way that Agatha, and the way that Agatha has been reinterpreted by new generations, and the way she's all the rage among Gen Z. And I just wanted to think about what is the essence of this woman, that she has this staying power. And that was why I started writing the book, and Matthew Pritchard gave me his blessing, which was extremely nice. And it became a passion project, which took about 4 years of my life.
It must have been a real privilege to have access to her letters and notes and to get to know her as well as her work.
Oh, extraordinary, because the complexity of her is fathomless. You can compare it to an archaeological dig, if you like, which is sort of apt, given that she married an archaeologist. But I wouldn't pretend to have penetrated to the heart of Agatha's mystery, because people as clever as her and as concealing as her, if you like, they're not open books, as it were. But I love her so deeply, and I love her books so deeply, and I admire her so much, including her Mary Westmacott novels, which I think are treasure. And I just got as close as I could, really. Or my version of that. She's open to other interpretations.
She was an extraordinary woman of her time, and you document her love of Torquay and Devon as a whole. I mean, obviously she went here, there and everywhere. How much did those memories, her childhood memories of when she lived here, how much did they influence her work and her adult life, do you think?
Oh, hugely. I think she is steeped in Devon. I realized I wanted to write the biography when I was here, because I just kept thinking about her all the time, without even being quite aware why I was thinking about her all the time. She's so steeped in it, so we, her readers, become so steeped in it. It's her sort of default position. And I also think her upbringing, with that odd mix of freedom, almost like an only child. Her siblings were so much older, very close relationship with her mother. So she was given a lot of intellectual freedom, and yet there were these boundaries and conventions and hierarchies and servants and all the things that fed into her work. And I feel that duality of what she had in Devon is at the essence of what makes her so good.
And Devon drew her back time and time again, didn't it? She didn't abandon it when she left to have her adult life in other parts of the UK and the world.
Yes, no, I feel her soul is in Devon, if I can say that without it being presumptuous. Obviously, she sold her family home, Ashfield, because it had changed so much around it. But I think that was a great wrench for her. But she did have Greenway, which is quite a consolation. It's just the most beautiful place I think I've ever been, Greenway. And I think to her it was a miraculous place, the beauty of it. And also, just even in her letters, the way she describes going to Slapton Sands, or the Imperial Torquay, or it's like almost like a punctuation mark through her life, even though she, of course, was this legendary traveller. What a life! What a way of covering your century and your life! What a freedom that even though today life is easier for a woman, we can't quite do that.
Her books and some of the subsequent adaptations, whether on film or screen, have showcased Devon at their very best or at its very best. Do you have a favourite?
Well, my favourite of her books is Five Little Pigs. I think it's a very remarkable masterpiece. There's a fantastic straight novel, if you like, bursting to come out of that beautiful plot, which is intricately worked with all that human motivation. And of course, that is sort of set at Greenway, which she calls Alderbury. And I find that very, very interesting that she sets a book about so much. It's such a passionate book. And you do feel she's talking about herself a little bit, her first marriage. So it's a very feeling book. And she sets it at Greenway, and just the whole beauty of that place and the passion of that book. And there's just such an atmosphere around that book, I think. I love them all. I'm her super fan. We're all super fans here, but I do have a very, very special fondness for Five Little Pigs.
Thompson, thank you.
Great pleasure.